Michelle Althiser loves serving the public. She has 25 years of municipal, county, and public school service in the Inland Empire. Michelle has degrees in psychology, business, and public administration. But she told me that the content for her workshops, programs, and speeches come only from living life, experiencing love, and surviving pain. In 2018, she began coaching women in reclaiming their confidence and personal power. She continues that work, but will soon be coaching relationship sensuality full-time with her husband, Roger. Michelle and Roger help clients claim their own endless honeymoons, taking a bite out of the divorce rates in this country, one couple at a time. I know each of you can learn something from tonight's presentation, whether you are single, married, widowed, divorced, or polyamorous. Please help me give a warm welcome to my friend, the smart and beautiful Michelle Althiser, with her qualified speaker presentation, 3 Ways to Prioritize Your Sexuality.
It's Wednesday night. Frankly, I'm surprised to see any humans here with the snow, rain, slush, and ice. Few joining us on Zoom too. But when I thought about tonight, I was really thinking about the thousands of people still slogging their way home on their commutes after a long day of work, racing through a drive-through because you just picked the kids up from soccer practice, football practice, volleyball, put it in, violins, doesn't matter. Or maybe you're just racing to get to your latest Toastmasters club. We're busy. We're stressed. We're tired. Is it any wonder that our libido sometimes takes a back seat? Or hey, falls into an ice bath? It doesn't have to be that way. Tonight, I'm going to clue you in on 3 secrets. And you're going to leave with, I hope, a slightly different outlook on a healthy sex life. Even better, if you don't care about your sex life and don't want to, you can use the tools I'm going to talk about tonight in any relationship that's important to you, whether it's friends, family, or business. I do hope at least some of you will apply these techniques to an intimate relationship. Let's get started. The first secret, it's not really a secret. It's more like something that we should be doing that we forget to do. It's feeling good. And who doesn't want to feel good? Yes, I mean feel good in the bedroom. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. But it's also about feeling good, pleasure from other things in life. Because getting back to the bedroom after that basketball, football, soccer practice, with the challenges of life, ebbs and flows in our health, our time, our stress, sometimes it's just not going to happen. But if we let things ebb too low or let them stay there too long, it puts pressure on the relationship. One or the other feels neglected, unwanted, maybe even unattractive. It's funny when you try to address the feel good. Sounds like a chore. Something else I have to do. Oh my gosh, I get a check already, right? All right, guys, back it up. You know what your wife likes. Do it. Say it. How about He likes skin on skin contact. It's 35 degrees right now. I'm not walking around the house naked, sorry, but I will wear short pajamas and snuggle under a blanket on the couch while we watch TV. Compromise. I get my fuzzy slippers. He gets skin on skin contact. When? What makes you feel good? And you? People there on Zoom? It changes when you think about a different relationship. I know, if you were going to do this at home, you could make a list. What are the things that make you feel good? Getting flowers? Seeing the dishes got done? How about foot massage when you come home after a long day of work? What about maybe trying something different? How about you get up first and make the coffee? I scared you there, didn't I? Your feel-good list is going to naturally curate itself based on who you think needs to know that information, whether or not you ever get to share it. Like, for example, I don't think I'm going to share that list that says I would feel great in the corner office and a $30,000 raise, boss. But I do hope you will share with your partner both the free, wildly expensive, and everything in between, things that he can do to make you feel good, feel noticed, and appreciated. Brave. I don't want to skip this story because you need to hear it. Okay. I'll just have to come back to that later. Secret number 2 is being willing. Don't be afraid. Being willing does not mean saying yes to everything your partner wants. It doesn't mean saying yes to everything your friends or colleagues or community groups ask you to do. It means being willing to share your needs and desires, being willing to set boundaries, knowing what you need from a relationship so that you can approach a situation appropriately. The best way to do this is with questions. Questions like, what are we doing now that works? Is there anything we do that we don't want to do anymore? Or maybe we'd like to do less frequently. Is there anything new we'd like to explore? Do we want to keep it here in our imagination? Try something in real life. Again, you can apply this to an intimate relationship. But you can also apply this to setting goals at work. When you're looking at a position that opens, you know, does it pay enough? Are the benefits good enough? How long is that commute? What are the conditions that will let you pursue something or not? This one, my friends Steve and Rosie, perfect example. They come over for dinner a lot. So we're always trying to come up with new things to do for fun. So we asked them, why don't we go down to the theater down the street? And they started giggling. Turns out, early in their relationship, she bought season tickets for the symphony because he was always listening to classical music at home. They went show after show after show, year after year after year. And then she started to notice that he was falling asleep before the first act was even over. I mean, really. Until one night, in the middle of a little show, so quiet a pin could drop, that the entire section turned around and glared at them. She dragged him out to the lobby. What gives? I thought you loved the symphony. I only went because I thought you loved the symphony, dear. Uh-oh. Share. Be willing to share what you like, what works, what you maybe would like to end. They never went back again. And luckily, they can laugh about it now. Would have been a little easier, don't you think, if he told her he only liked his records at home? Better still, if she said, this is kind of a big expense. Would you like season tickets? And that leads me over to secret number 3. This one is going to be easy for you, Toastmasters, because it is sharing feedback. We believe in feedback. Give a speech. What did the speaker do well? What did I like? Where could they make improvements? Definitely to let them know you'd like to see it again. You might imagine some slight tweaks would be involved if applying this technique into an intimate situation. Sit down, honey. I'm ready to give you your evaluation. Give me the timer, 2 to 3 minutes. No. I think maybe for these, open-ended conversation might be a little bit better. Natural flow. That leaves me to Rob and Sue, one of the couples we know through our program. They like to apply the feel good by taking turns. You get to pick this month. I get to pick next month. That's how Roger and I trade between submarine movies and rom-coms. But for them, she picked a spa day. So they drove out to Palm Springs, a beautiful day spa, and she loved every minute of it. She loved that fluffy terry robe, the aroma therapy everywhere, the sound of water tinkling over rocks. She'd been very, very stressed at work. The kids were driving them crazy. So that masseuse melted the tension right off. He stretched, squeezed, bumped, and just ripped that tension right off of her. And by the end, she was wet pudding. Her husband didn't seem to have the same experience. She noticed he was really quiet when they were walking out to the car to leave. She could have ignored it, stuck her head in the sand and pretended she didn't notice he was upset. She could have gotten upset that he didn't enjoy it as much as she did. After all, that was a couple $100 to pay for that massage. But instead, she asked for his feedback. What's wrong, honey? Driving gives you a little bit of anonymity. Good conversations can occur while you're driving if they don't get out of control. He told her he felt weird seeing that man's hands all over her body, and he couldn't relax to enjoy his massage. He wasn't jealous exactly. He didn't really know what it was, but he didn't like it. So she said, maybe next time we could get female masseuses. And he said, okay, but I only want to go maybe once, twice a year at most. That's the kind of feedback we're talking about here. Can you see how you might apply the same technique to any relationship, but that you may have to adjust how much and how gentle the feedback is depending on who's in what source of power. I can't tell my boss that she's being a total idiot when she did that thing. No, I have to say, hey, I noticed that you're using this formula. I tried this the other day and it worked really good. Did you want me to put that in for you? Or you can use the sneaky thing of accidentally leave the information out and they find it and it comes up, it's their idea. I think women, we've been using that technique for centuries, right? 3 simple techniques. Feel good, be willing, share feedback. You can apply it to your intimate relationships. You can use it at work. You can use these techniques with your family. But if you leave with just one thing tonight, I hope you will prioritize feeling good, because that's the easiest one for everybody in the household to get on board with. And if you apply it to an intimate relationship, I hope you can see that the gesture doesn't need to start or relate in the slightest to anything that happens in the bedroom for it to pay dividends there. Use a culture of feeling good. I'm prioritizing you feeling good. You're prioritizing me feeling good. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's happy. Everybody feels important, noticed, appreciated. It's harder to get bitter when things go wrong or get stressful. And it's easier to recover when normal little fights happen, because the happiest house doesn't mean you never fight. Hopefully it means you have lines in the sand you won't cross while you fight. The other day, Roger and I discovered a leak in our studio from this wonderful rain. And so he was out there in the back on a ladder trying to clean out the rain gutter. We could have called But if we did, they would have raised our rent and we probably would have got kicked out of the house for a few days while they fixed it. I'm standing out there in my fuzzy robe because, hey, I'm from Southern California. I don't have a raincoat. Matt has a hood. He's flicking the stuff, gravel, mud, leaves, muck, stink. It's landing all over me, all over him. Every couple times he moves the ladder over, I'm rubbing his back. I'm shaking his arms out, trying to rub his shoulders because I'm sitting down there and I'm watching his face. And I'm seeing the pain and frustration build up. And so I'm just trying to lean it out. And when we're all done, I'm like, honey, you did a great job. And he's like practically on his knees and he says, honey, nobody would have done that for me. Nobody. That's what you need to do. Figure out what will make the people you love, that you care about, say, nobody would do that for me. Nobody. And then do them.